3-4 lessons. Okay. Under content, you learn about demand factors. Egypt. You learn supply factors, which is tapes. You learn about PED factors, which is called pens. You're going to learn, or you have learned PES factors. So responsiveness of demand and supply times. Okay. So whichever school you come from, you'll learn all these factors. They will give you different acronyms, that's it. Okay. You will also have to learn the price adjustment process. I'm actually mirroring what I have covered with you also. And you have to learn what happens when both demand and supply shift. Combined shift analysis. Basically, if demand and supply both shift, you have to decide which curve changes more. If both curves are shifting, you don't decide which one changes more, right? You try drawing it out. The impact on price or the impact on output will be quite ambiguous. Okay, so this is one side of the house. Demand and supply, there's another side. We've not started on this. You will also learn about the use of certain price controls, like price ceilings. A price ceiling is a maximum price. There's also a possibility of something called a price floor, a minimum price. We will also learn how taxes, how subsidies, and even a quota can affect your market. So this is what you can expect from your school notes. It will be a thick stack, no doubt, but in that thick stack is really these learning outcomes. About 10 points in total. You can see it already took us 2 lessons to cover this. Okay? Cannot stop here. You cannot stop at content, you know. Even if you take the school notes, you memorize every page. It will not help you appreciate exam questions. So when you look at content, you have to go one step further to talking about application skills. Application is really what comes out in your exam questions. In the early days where I used to do one-to-one sessions, I even traveled to some students' house and I realized they have their school notes, and then somehow maybe their parents also bought them other schools' notes. You don't need 2 sets of content, all right? Because one set already you have to learn how to cut through the clutter. Having 2 different school set of notes will only confuse. That's why in my guidebook, I didn't want to flood you with a lot of content. It's mostly frameworks, okay? The thick guidebook, try to bring along every lesson, all right? The thicker one. That one is about answering techniques. So how do you get from content to application? We do something which some of you heard or learned about in chemistry. It's called distillation. There's so much content, you have to distill them to get the distillate, okay? So you need to know that demand and supply, there are only 3 types of questions. Okay, just 3. First one is called impact on a market. This is about 80% hit rate. In the sense, school exams, right? 80% of the questions, the final year exam, they'll be on impact on the market. Okay. Same applies to the A levels 10-year series. But I don't recommend anyone buys the 10 series yet. Okay. Because this is my latest one. It's about 550 pages. Very thick. You don't need this for J1. Don't need it. Okay. If you are thinking of buying it, maybe next year, because next year you have the newer answers from this year's exams. Okay, but if there are questions or there are answers there, they are relevant, I will send you a soft copy. Okay, so this one I'll just say not necessary for now. Okay, So a lot of questions relate to impact on the market, which means we'll spend more time on this. There is also another class of questions that relate to how to run a business. Well, you actually learn how to run a business because you will learn about uses of elasticity concepts. Questions like that are weightage are smaller and they are less regular. Okay, so this one. And the third one is from here. It's called government regulation or government intervention. So far, we keep learning about how demand and supply can change on their own, but you might also be interested to know that a government can step in to intervene. Okay. So if you can walk away from at least today's session knowing that demand and supply, it's not just demand factor, supply factor, PD, PES, and so on. It's about impact on market, user elasticity, government intervention. You're one step closer to getting prepared for exams. Okay? Any questions here? I didn't do this for the previous chapter because it's really very small. Our scope is very small, not meaningful. And if you know that some questions are definitely going to come out, it would make a lot of sense to have a methodology, which means how do you write your answer? Okay. How do we come up with methodologies? We use essay structures, or you can think of them as frameworks. Okay. Frameworks we have quite a number. See all of them here. You make out a heart shape. I can love. Okay, but I would say it helps you understand more easily. But you see Egypt here, you see times here, you see pens here. All right, and this is across 2 years, not just one topic. Right. So we have already gone through a few. Egypt, more to come. Okay. So when the question is asking you for impact on the market, we need to learn methodologies. Uses of elasticity, we need to know. Government intervention, we need to know also, right? So today, we're going to start with this. We cannot end this whole thing today because it will take a while.